Poor old knights joining the Pinky Space Program. Oh, I love how they wiggle their legs. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 401,000 zombies and werewolves currently charging across this open desert, headed straight for some good old British guns. Over here, ladies and gentlemen, that's right, we've got a British formation consisting of about 30,000 rifles. Now, these aren't your average rifles, ladies and gentlemen. These are my custom rifles that have the ability to insta-kill any normal unit, but take twice as long. Basically, I made them realistic, so we're going to be testing the undead horde against them today. However, the British aren't alone here. Just the guns alone will not be enough. What they've got over here is 15,000 heavy knights, currently also charging across this open desert, and they're going to be the backup. Will they arrive in time enough to save the British front line? As our first volley goes off here, the British rifles letting loose. Let's go have a look at the poor old zombie horde here, just taking mega losses. Oh my, 2,000 already dead, 3,000 already dead. My god, these rifles are absolutely deadly. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, place your bets now. Will the undead horde be able to successfully attack the British line? Or will the British rifles and swords be too much for them? Well, at the moment, so far the zombies are making good progress, but my god, they are taking significant losses. The rifles here just pumping out round after round, taking out so many of them. Oh my god, look at this. They are just being obliterated. They are starting to get towards the British front line now. 16,000 of them have died before they got towards the front line. That is a little bit scary for the zombie horde. Though you can see on the far flanks over here, on the far right for the British, we've got a big old push of werewolves. Look at this. The werewolves, though, the British must be using silver bullets, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I guess it sort of makes sense. You know, they kind of smelt down silver and fire them out the muskets. So the zombies, the werewolves are just taking an absolute pounding at the moment. However, on the far left-hand flank, it's a very different story. The werewolves and the zombies have made the way right in towards this British flank here, making use of the terrain over there by the looks of it, using the hill as their advantage. But look at this at the moment, zombies chewing their way through the poor old redcoats. No armour, ladies and gentlemen, these chaps. Absolutely none. Just a cloth, a tricorn, and a musket. That's all they need in life. But look at this, the zombie horde has been devastated in the field. 50,000 losses are already amassing. And now, the knights, ladies and gentlemen, the knights are meeting head-on with the good old werewolves. Again, the swords must be made of silver, that's what we're going to say here, but look at this. Poor old knights joining the Pinky Space Program. Flying through the air. Oh, I love how they wiggle their legs. Oh, that is so good. Look at the poor old chaps. Some of them are getting rebounded in the air. I don't know if you can see that, but every now and then you'll see one of them get hit in the air. But look at the legs wiggling. Oh, you poor old soul. That is not where you want to go, ladies and gentlemen. 73,000 losses here for the undead army. Only 2,200 so far for the British. Here we are, though, the heavy knights, little by little, trying to make their way through these gun lines here and forming a rudimentary, I was going to say shield wall, but they don't have a shield wall. So we're going to call it a sword wall. Is that a thing? Well, it is now. Okay, so knights, go ahead and form a sword wall. And you know what? They're actually doing it. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Little by little, knights are filtering through, making their way to the front line, forming the so-called sword wall. And look at this, where the knights aren't, the guns are focusing heavily and just ripping apart the zombie horde here. Every now and then a werewolf gets to the front line and a poor old knight goes flying through the air. Oh, you absolutely have to love it. But the volleys, oh my god, the volleys from these guns at the moment are absolutely devastating. I bet the British troops here are so glad that some of these knights have shown up. Let's go have a look at the flank over here, because this will be quite crucial, really, to the zombies. The zombies have enough units here to be able to completely outflank the heavy knights, but they have got a little bit of rifle support. You can see the British second line there, and the box formation pumping out their fire into the flanks a little bit. But the heavy knights actually kind of look like they're largely on their own at the moment on this flank. Most of these British guns here appeared to be focusing at the hill, and I can't blame them, because if they miss the front line, they're guaranteed to hit a zombie behind it, and we can already see then, I don't know if you saw, but every now and then a bullet just flies in, there we go, and takes out a zombie. So even the missed shots on that hill are absolutely deadly, though. Oh god, there's just not enough knights. Look at this, the faltering, ladies and gentlemen. Get some more heavy knights over here. Into the breach once more. Oh no, the zombie wraparound. Look at this, more heavy knights though pouring in. And we've actually got some sort of front line starting to form here, especially here. Look at this. My god, a porcupine army has emerged in front of the guns to save the day, ladies and gentlemen. The knights forming the shield, no, not the shield wall, sorry, the sword wall, that's what we called it. But over here, largely, there is, yet again, not that much gunfire support, unfortunately, for the heavy knights. They're desperately trying to hold back this horde here, because this is the only thing protecting this entire flank. Look at this. It's a good job that the knights pretty much decided to come over here, because without this, the zombies would be right into the flank of them guns here. Let's have a look. So it doesn't look like the zombies, because there is a path, look, that they can actually go around here, or over that there, rather, and down here into the back of the knights. But luckily, none of the zombies are actually using it at the moment. The zombie front line is static over here, but the werewolves, oh god, I love the werewolves, ladies and gentlemen, just throwing around more troops like ragdolls. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Let's have a look at our front line. How are we doing over here? The good old British guns here, pumping out lead. Literally, in this case, as they are musket balls, and the good old knights here trying to hold this front line. They're actually pushing over the dead bodies, ladies and gentlemen. They're pushing out now. If they're not too careful, they're going to get away from the fire support of the second line. Let's go have a look over here. Oh no, not enough knights, ladies and gentlemen. Did not come to this area. The zombies have managed to push through and are now chewing their way through the good old British boys here. Oh gosh. Tea and crumpets for anyone who survives, ladies and gentlemen. I think it is well and truly deserved for them. The zombie dinner bell ringing out here. So far, though, it must be said the British are approaching half of the amount of the enemy killed. 200,000 kills. They've only got 30,000 left out of the 45,000 that they started with. And it's got to be said, I think a lot of them so far have been night deaths. And the zombies here are actually gaining a purchase on this flank. Look at this. They're managing to wrap around and swarm the entire section of heavy knights here. I think the knights went a little bit too heavy over this side with their defense. The other flank is woefully unprotected, and a lot of the guns now, especially on the British here, are struggling to, well, what do I mean, especially on the British? The zombies don't have guns. Oh god, imagine that. Imagine if we could have zombies with pistols. That would be really cool. I was just thinking like Warhammer then, these like the vampire count units, is it? Or no, the undead coast or whatever they're called. They've got like zombie units that have just got flintlock pistols. They're completely inaccurate, you know, as they would be, but it's just a fun idea to have. But anyway, yeah, the British guns here, they're not able to shoot over the bodies at the moment. That is a little bit of a problem. Look at this, the height of it. A lot of the guns are just aiming straight into the bodies here, which means the knights are starting to get unsupported on the front here, which is probably why we're getting little minor breakthroughs like this one here, where you can see there's just not enough knights defending this area. Zombies are behind them now, and if this falls, ladies and gentlemen, the zombies will surge through this. In fact, we'll keep an eye on this little area here, because it looks like it is about to fall any second now. If a bunch of knights don't come in here and help out, there's like literally 4 or 5 of them. Oh god, look, there's a gap. There's an actual gap here now. Ooh, another knight coming in to try and help. No, it's not enough. Come on, the guns need to open up now. There we go. You can see the guns just absolutely opening up on them zombies. But that is a breach. That is an official, proper breach in the front line. And oh my god, the swarm. The far right-hand flank is completely falling now. The first line has been completely swarmed. The second line is getting engaged. This is absolutely deadly. Let's go have a look over here, see how we're doing. How are the heavy knights holding out? I mean, they are holding out just about. I mean, I don't know how, but they're managing to hold back this entire zombie horde here, which is, frankly, a large chunk of it now. Though we'll see. Though the zombies have gained a purchase on this over here, don't have many troops left. Look at how many have been cleared out. There's only a rudimentary amount on this side now. They need to push around with more troops. Look, this entire push here that the zombies had was completely thwarted. Enough guns pointed at them and killed them. So the heavy knights here are actually doing the job to some degree. The rifles desperately need to fire more and more. Oh god, look at the breach though. This is deadly. Look at them zombies pouring straight into that rifle line. Though I do think, look at this, the support line behind them have a really good view here. So much black powder smoke going up into the air that it's actually making it hard for me to see at the moment. But yeah, This is turning deadly now. There's 23,000 defenders left. There's 119,000 attacking zombies, and they are just swarming into these breaches. Oh my. If these rifles here fall, that is a lot of firepower that the British have just lost. And I don't know if they can afford to lose that. I mean, the zombies are starting to run out of steam yet again on this side. They just don't have the numbers on here to be able to push through. So what we're really going to have to hope for the zombie kind, if you're rooting for them, is that they manage to push this flank here and start encircling the knights. However, it actually kind of looks like they're about to do that. The last groups of knights here now, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. They're about to push through. There they go. Oh no, one left. There he goes. Down the hill he goes. And the zombies have officially found a gap in the left-hand flank of the British. They'll be able to start pouring all these zombies around here. Some of the knights are going to have to start moving around, shuffling and rearranging here. Though it must be said, our sword wall is holding out against the zombies. Look at that. I don't know how these heavy knights have lived this long against that massive wave. There's only tiny numbers of them. They're being outflanked and everything, and they're still holding on. Barely holding on, but they are definitely holding on. Oh my god, 323,000 kills here to the defenders, 24,000 here now to the zombies. This is getting really down to the wire now. These 83,000 attackers left. They have got the flank over there, as we can see. They're pushing really hard through the center. The heavy knights here really are the only thing stopping this entire side from collapsing. Because once these heavy knights have gone, if they don't survive, if the guns don't manage to kill the zombies here, ladies and gentlemen, something what I like to call the surge will happen. And that's when a group of units that have been distracting a bunch of units suddenly die. And then all these zombies just go, okay, woof, and there is a massive resurgence. Because at the moment, you can see that the guns are only dealing really with a trickle of zombies coming in. And even with this tiny trickle coming in at the moment, they're sort of struggling. The zombies are getting there. They're getting attacks off. They're getting kills. So if these knights were to die now, and all these just surge forward, the guns would quite easily be overwhelmed, I would assume. But look at this. I think we're actually going to get that over here in a moment. There's only a few heavy knights remaining on this side, and we might get a surge. And it is going to be absolutely deadly for them. Come on, guys. These guns here really need to focus on this zombie horde. Look, the last few. There we go. There's the surge. The heavy knights have died. Look at that. Just a massive flow of zombies now pouring over their dead comrades and just right into them rifles. This is what I was on about. That is what I call a surge. Look at this. They've gone from holding the line to being absolutely zombie bait. They've just got to hope now that the second support line can give them enough covering fire that it just dwindles out the zombies before all of them are eaten. And you know what? They're sort of doing it. These rifles on the second line have been an absolute godsend. Look at this. The surge happened just a little bit too late. The zombies are getting cleaned out. It is happening, ladies and gentlemen. Just the knights held out just long enough. That they held out exactly. Here we go. Here's the second surge now. Look at this. It's a crazy thing to see. They just pour forth, and there's almost nothing that can happen. But yes, look, the knights, ladies and gentlemen, they did it. Our sword wall held out long enough for the guns to kill enough of them, for the surge to not be a problem. Nicely cleaned up there, which only leaves then this entire flank over here, which these heavy knights have been holding on to so bravely. They have absolutely annihilated the zombie horde and the rest of the field because of this. So what we're quickly going to do is we're going to hit a little time-lapse camera here, because it's going to take a little while to get through these last 28,000 zombies. I think we can declare Operation Mop Up here, because I do think that there's not going to be enough zombies now to take on these. But you never know, the zombies could pull out some magic hat trick here. So we'll be back in a second. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, our last 2,000 zombies. The heavy knights have absolutely won the day here. Like I said, without them, this formation here would have been just completely overwhelmed by the undead and swarmed and just they'd all be roaming zombies now. They'd be taking on the heavy knights themselves. But yeah, the heavy knights here held out absolutely wonderfully, did the job that they're meant to, as the last few zombies here go to the grave once more. There we go. Redcoats won. Of course they did. The British always win, ladies and gentlemen. That's something that we should learn from this. No matter the odds, the British always win. I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. A massive shout out to all our channel members who help to keep this channel going. And if you'd like access to exclusive Discord perks as well as behind the scenes content, why not click the join button below? And if you're looking for some extra content, head over to www.chaoticpinky.com, where we've got some excellent merch up for sale. Go and check that out. With all that being said, until next time, peace.